Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Well, I mean, let's start at the end and work our way back, shall we? Okay, Smackdown was on today. Pretty decent show. That end was something. It wasn't that. It was something like wowzers is the best way to explain that. I have no other way to explain it. I do think that R-Truth could have got something better than what he got. He did win the match, but he ended up winning by disqualification because of John Cena, which I hate that for him. But I think they're going to pull him off of that and put him and Aleister Black in the program, which I low-key might like. Damn. You see that man's head? Mm-hmm. Look at it. Just watch, right? But anyways, so let's start off at the end. John Cena had his match with R-Truth, and it seemed like they were actually going to fight it out, but ultimately, the two of them ended up not fighting at all. You saw that? Right. Nuts. John Cena hit R-Truth in the head with a belt, and then this is when CM Punk came out for the save. The two men began to fight, and John Cena decided to not fight fair and kick CM Punk in the balls and hit him not once, not twice, but I think 3 times with the belt. And then he pulled out a Slim Jim table, put CM Punk through the table, and then he cut a promo, and it was probably one of the best promos that he has cut as a heel since he has become a heel. He genuinely did an excellent promo on CM Punk today. I can't even front or lie. It was gnarly, to say the least, but it was gnarly. I just was floored at the conversation, number one, but at the behavior, because I'm trying to understand where we are with John Cena. But John Cena basically told CM Punk while he was laid out from being put through a table that he had some things he had to get off his chest. And it was time for him to speak since CM Punk couldn't, walk away or have a rebuttal in this one. He essentially told CM Punk that he hates the fact that he calls himself the best in the world because he's a bullshitter. And he said that's the only thing that he's jealous of with him is that he can bullshit the world into believing whatever he wants them to believe. These people will chant your name despite the fact that you do dastardly things. And not only that, but this man called out other people in the locker room who have been rumored to have rubbed elbows or had issues with CM Punk, and how CM Punk has stepped on their heads to get to where he is. Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, just to name a few. And he said they real government names, not the wrestler names, their government names, and it was not bleeped out. We all heard it, we all saw it. Okay. I was like, oh, now we spilling OT on TV. That was messy as fuck. I ain't even go front. That was messy, honey. He also said that he was like, I don't hate you. I've never hated you. He said, I like you. He said, I like you because of your unwavering delusion that you are the best in the world. And on top of that, is that you seem to believe that you're still the voice of the voiceless. Dude, you're a millionaire. And as much as you want to say you're against TKO, he said, you're not. You're taking the money. I was like, well, technically, all of you are taking the money, but he does have a point. He does make a point, babe. Right? Right? I mean, it's a small point, but it's a point nonetheless. He is correct when he says that CM Punk is a bullshitter. A bullshitter in the best of ways. He does live a more modest life. He doesn't have the extravagance, but this is the way that he has countered CM Punk's argument of being the working class man. And this all goes back to CM Punk's relatability. I think a lot of times when it comes to CM Punk, the reason why a lot of people don't understand why people clamor for him or they fawn over him so is because of his relatability. He comes across as very much like you and I, a working class American, not living his life, to the extreme or living above his means. He comes across as someone who has money, works his ass off, but he's not living this extravagant lifestyle like all of the other wrestlers who make above six figures. He comes across as someone who is relatable. And that is what really has gotten CM Punk over his entire career. Him saying he's the best in the world is a nice catchphrase. But if we're being 1000% honest, he isn't better or greater than any of some of the best wrestlers in the WWE and around the world. I can name about 10 wrestlers who are better than him in the ring. Even in CM Punk's prime, there were at least 10 to 20 guys who were ahead of him and will always be ahead of him in terms of in-ring capability, style, and everything in between. While CM Punk is great at what he does, he is not the best in the world at it. But he can call himself that if he wants to. That is his prerogative. It is his way of making himself feel grand in a place where there are always going to be someone who's better than you. That's all. It's a moniker. It means something to him, but if you take offense to the words, then you're giving the words more power than they have to. You know full well that CM Punk isn't the best in the world. And I think John Cena just wanted to make sure he understood that. And while John Cena calls himself the GOAT, we all understand why he's the greatest of all time. For his style of wrestling, yes, he could say that. But even he has to admit that there are countless others, including the men that he named today, that CM Punk, quote unquote, stepped on to get to where he had to be. Those men are 2 times greater than John Cena would ever be in the ring. Now, outside of character, John Cena has always admitted that he's not the greatest wrestler. But John Cena being jealous of CM Punk being a bullshitter is very funny to me. seeing as how he pretty much bullshitted his way through WWE his entire career until he was given the opportunity to be what he wanted to be perceived as. Because John Cena wasn't a rapper, but he took what was given to him and turned it into something that could work. Sounds like a bullshitter to me. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. In this life, when we have these types of obstacles, when you finally come across your op, you see aspects of yourself in your op, especially if it's someone who is very close to you, mimicking how you move and everything in terms of how y'all have moved through y'all lives, careers, relationship, and everything. CM Punk and John Cena are mirrors of each other. Both of them see the world through different glasses. However, when you put them side by side, they're very similar in how they dominate in WWE, how they were positioned. Now, to be fair, CM Punk wasn't given the same red carpet treatment that John Cena was, but John Cena also he didn't just get the red carpet treatment. That was earned. That was something that he had to work towards and solidify that he was somebody that was a commodity and that without him, the WWE, it could function, but it would be missing something. So he had to make his mark, just like CM Punk had to make his, and Randy had to make his, and countless others. This feud between between CM Punk and John Cena goes back years. It goes back years. I might do an analysis on their feud very soon. But I will say that today, the promo that John Cena cut on CM Punk, I know that cut deep. That was some dirty shit. But I will say that it was probably one of the best promos I've ever heard that man cut. And it was real, you know? It was better than most of the promos that he has cut over the last, 6 months, the last couple of months that he's been champion, the last 6 months that he's been walking around in WWE. That is the best promo that he has cut in a very long time. He left that man in a pool of a table, toe up. And child, I ain't gonna lie, that was dirty. I ain't gonna lie to you. Switchblade said John Cena finally played his Uno reverse card for 2011 Punk Pipe Bomb. That's another thing. John Cena basically was like, who gave you? He said, don't forget who gave you the mic to handle your business on TV for that famous pipe bomb. And I was like, I need Dark Side of the Ring to do a story on that. Like, tell the truth and shame the devil, because like y'all done already opened up the doors talking about y'all gonna let us see the behind the scenes of WWE, which, to be fair, I don't want to know that part. That's too much for me. But I want to know, like, if nobody knew the pipe bomb was gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to understand how that came about. I really want to know how it got to be that way and how it got, let out to be so far like it was. I'm really interested. So I really want Dark Side of the Ring to do a story on the infamous pipe bomb. Did they do it yet on Dark Side of the Ring?
I don't know.
I need them to do it. And I don't care that CM Punk is currently wrestling. Who cares? Do it. Do it. Let's get over to the tournament. King and Queen of the Ring tournament have their semi-finalists. They have their finalists for one side. Sami Zayn and Randy Orton went at it, and it was a good matchup. And I was so proud of Sami. Oh, he almost had it. But Randy was able to will out and get that damn RKO off and beat Sami Zayn. I don't like that. I know that they got a plan, and I get it. I get it. I know. I get it. I get it. I do. But man, I really wanted Sami to go. I really did. I really wanted him to go to Night of Champions. I really wanted him to advance. I wanted him to win. But I think this year, I think next year at Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn is winning the Rumble. I'm putting it out there now. I think Sammy's winning the Rumble next year. I really, really do. I really, really, really do. Moving on to the women. Alexa Bliss and Asuka. I knew they were going to have a good match. Those two always have had decent chemistry with each other, so I was not worried. But Asuka did beat Twisted Bliss, and the Empress of Tomorrow is in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Now, Monday, we are finally going to figure out who is going to win between Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes and Jade Cargill and Roxanne Perez. Now, Jey Uso and Cody had a segment tonight on Smackdown. And Jey Uso told Cody he don't have to speak. He don't have to say nothing. He said he knows that he's going to bring his A game and he's going to do his hardest to come at Jey Uso. And Jey Uso said, I'm going to do my hardest to come at you. We got to do what we got to do. It's no malice here. It's no disrespect. It's all business. And I got that. And he said, once it's over and it's all said and done, it's going to be 4 words, 4 letters, 1 word, G. And that was the end of that. Because that's where Sammy came out there and Randall came out there. And everybody standing there looking at each other. Everybody gave each other their dap. But they said it very plainly. If I see you at the finals, just know it's nothing personal. You my fam and I love you. But at the end of the day, I got to do what I got to do for me. That's pretty much the gist of it. Okay? Now they went backstage and talked to Jade Cargill and they say, hey, Jade, girl, come here, let me talk to you. Listen, next Monday you got a match with Roxanne Perez, you know. And then if you win, you're gonna be meeting up with the Empress of Tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So what you finna do? And she was like, Roxanne is cool. You know, Roxanne's scrappy. She's cool, she's quick, she's fast, but she's not me. And she said, all these women have come into this game, into this tournament, trying to be champion, trying to be the queen of the ring. She said, I'm not trying to do anything. She said, you coming into this is about getting a throne. And she was like, I ain't coming here to get no crown. I'm coming here to reign. And I was like, bitch. Okay, bitch. She was like, I already got the crown. I'm just trying to make sure y'all know I'm a queen. That's it. That's all. Period. And I fucks with it. I fucks with it all. Do you, babes? Do you? Randy was in the finals last year. He was. Only took him 14 years. Well, dang, this is the farthest a bracket segment has gone for me, child. Looking like a storm. It's storming outside. It was storming earlier. It was a little thunder, a little lightning. I don't know if that storm's still going to be coming, but she did say in regards to Asuka that was a separate storm that she would have to deal with later. But she said she ain't backing down. She basically was like, y'all coming up here to get a crown, and I'm just coming to reign. And I was like, snaps and props. Now, Nia Jax's ass was out there talking shit again. And Tiffany Stratton came out there dressed like she was going to go to sleep and go strip somewhere. And she went out there and was talking shit. She basically said she don't know why Nia couldn't, think her way through this with that 5 head of hers. But she was like, I said, bitch, your head is big. Your forehead is big. You do got a big ass forehead. She ain't lying. But anyways, Nia and her started fighting or whatever. And then Naomi came out there to cash in, but Nia stopped her cash in. She was stopping her bag, And then Tiffany was able to get the drop on both of them. Now, before all of that happened, Tiffany made it very clear that since you don't know how to keep your mouth shut and you're going to keep coming after me, don't worry, girl. I got you. I'm going to give you what you want, because not only are we going to bring it back and dial it back, since she was bitching about getting kicked in the face with a chair. Maybe you shouldn't have had the chair in the first place. She wouldn't have got kicked in the face. But she was like, since you having all these issues and you think you better than me, you just can't admit that I'm just better than you, girl. It's okay. But you and I are going to run it back. And it's going to be a last woman standing match. That way you can't bitch and complain later that you got beat again. And of course, Nia Jax went on the attack. That's when the whole situation happened and stuff. Now, LA Knight is the one who opened up the show. LA Knight came out there and was like, Seth Rollins, get your monkey ass down here, because you the reason why I got myself beat up the night before Money in the Bank, the night of Money in the Bank. Your homeboys cost me the briefcase, and then your bitch eyes came in here and cost me my opportunity at King of the Ring. Now, I don't win at Braun Breaker, I don't win at Bronson Reed, and they also got put out because of me. Now, I done did what I need to do. Now, it's time to go to the head honcho. So, Pauline done brought his thick ass down there with his ill-shaped ass. Come down there talking shit, talking about, well, if you don't get your ass out of Grand Rapids, you gonna have hell to pay. And LA Knight was like, bitch, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere till you tell your woman to bring her ass down here. You understand? Because you just the middleman. You just a whore for hire. And I was like, talk your shit. You a whore for hire. You say you a leech. You a snake. You latch yourself onto anybody who has talent, anybody who can give you something of substance, something to make sure you can stay around. You're a succubus. You're a parasite. You need them to survive. So I see you coming. And you're a fan of LA Knight. I suspect so. Most people are. But you fam? Nah. I'm cool on you, babes. So his little minions came out there. He said, I tried to tell you. You don't listen. So LA Knight was getting beat up at first, and then he went and did what he was supposed to do, which was go get a chair to smash these big motherfuckers with. Okay? No. He got the chair. Everything was copacetic, right? They split everybody up. They went in the back. Braun Breaker was acting like he was finna shit on himself because he couldn't get to LA Knight. He was in his feelings. He was pissed off, tweaking back there. Okay? Byron came up there while they was back there, and this motherfucker started barking at Byron like a whole ass weirdo. I'm like, y'all don't see this motherfucker on that shit? Don't nobody see that shit? This grown man is high on national television barking at people, and everybody is just like, that's normal behavior. That's not normal, goddamn it. What the hell wrong with people, James? You just gonna let this grown man bark at you like this? They be sending the right one too. It always be Byron that they send in there. Cause it can never be me. I'd be like, hold on, get that dog a fucking leash. Okay? Get him a leash. Now I came back here to tell y'all something that Nick August told me to tell y'all, but don't make me have to come in here and slap some motherfuckers. Get it together. I come in there with a damn newspaper in a minute. Get your ass back. Get your ass back. Now collar that goddamn dog. Now, I came back here to tell you that Nick Aldis said that y'all got a match today. But it ain't got nothing to do with you or your thick ass, Pauline. It got everything to do with Bronson Reed. Okay, now Bronson Reed had a match today with LA Knight. It's a one-on-one bout. But I know you nasty bastards ain't gonna actually let it be one-on-one because you're too goddamn messy. Now, you're going to let me come back here and say what I'm supposed to say before y'all get hurt around here. Shit. Now, excuse me while I go in the back and calm down. This motherfuckers is crazy. Sitting up here barking at me like he's some goddamn dog. I'll put your ass outside and put your nose in the mud if you keep fucking with me. Shit. Anyway. That made me mad. I would have been madder than a motherfucker. He barking at me while I'm trying to tell your dumb ass something. Calm your brown ass down when you get hurt around here. Anyway, Pauline up there cheesing like, see, I told you, patience is not a virtue, baby. Okay? It's not. Patience gets you to the dance. Patience pays the bill. Sure it does. Sure. Now they had a match, and of course the match ended up breaking down because Braun Breaker, he can't go 5 minutes without spearing somebody or putting his hands on somebody. He can't help it. He be tweaking. I'm telling you, that man is on that shit. I'm telling you, he on that shit. He on that stuff. They speared that man 3 times, if I recall, and then hit him with 3 tsunamis. So LA Knight is down and out. Okay. Now, early in the night, after Oscar and Bliss had their match, Bliss was in the back. She was walking, and Chelsea and her little crew came back there messing with her. And she was like, "Oh, how's your little boo boo?" And then Chelsea was like, "Bitch, how's yours?" And she was like, "Oh." I was like, "Girl, you had a lot of boo boos." And that boo boo did turn into a whole thing. Okay. Your face was fucked up. And she was like, if it wasn't for her, I would have been in the tournament and I would have been quitting the ring, shining up my throne right now. I was like, no, your motherfucking ass knew you were going to be in the tournament, intentionally didn't show up, and thought because you had or were someone of power that you were going to be able to have the thing rescheduled so you could be there. Oh no, bitch. It don't work like that. The world does not revolve around you. So since you didn't want to be there to compete, you can't claim claims to a throne that you never even wanted in the first place, girl. If you wanted the throne, you would have fought for it like the other girls was doing. But what was you doing? You had your ass laid up in a pool somewhere, drinking Mai Tais and chilling, while Alba Fire was getting her head kicked off and her knees wrapped into a foe and getting tapped out. That's what your ass was doing. Now, shit. Now, Charlotte came up there, and Charlotte was like, well, bitch, you wasn't going to never win no way. Because whether it was you or Alba, which it happened to be Alba, if Alba Fire had tapped out like she was supposed to, because I papped her out like I was supposed to pap her out, if she had tapped her ass out like I told her to, you wouldn't have had to worry about losing Queen of the Ring, because neither one of you hoes would be in it, and I would be advancing in the tournament right now. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But since you out here talking shit, I'm gonna talk to Nick Aldis, because me and you gotta have a little conversation in the ring. And when I get done, I don't want no issues either. I want you to take your ass whooping like the United States former champion you used to be. She walk away with an attitude, and Bliss is like, "Bitch, I ain't asked for your help." And she was like, "Oh, girl, relax. I didn't do none of that for you." And she walked half away. So she went out there, she fighting, she got Chelsea Green together, Chelsea tapped, match over, and the girls came out there attacking. Let me tell you something about Piper's big nimble ass. Okay, Piper came in there and jumped on Charlotte. I thought that whole knee broke. I thought her ankle snapped. I said, oh Lord, Piper is murdering people as we speak. Okay? Girl, the way that woman fell on her, oh, I thought she was dead. I thought she was dead. I thought that ankle was gone. You understand me? But she was able to get up. Now, Bliss came down there and helped her, but she ain't asked for no help, and she walked right past that hole when Bliss put her hand out to shake her hand, and Charlotte just ignored her. Now, listen, this is going to be a little slow burn. It takes Charlotte a long time to trust somebody, to be somebody's friend. Okay? Take a long time to understand that somebody loves you, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take a long time, honey. Anyways. Y'all in the comments is cutting up. Aaliyah said, ain't nobody clamoring for orange hands but you. Not normal frat behavior. LA better than me, because I would have been told Roly Poly, you don't even go here after he told him to leave. My man could bark at me anytime he want. Ew. If you like it, I love it. But your man is on that shit. Okay? Get him some help, since he your man. Go get him some help. But I would say Izzy Dane would beg to differ. Anyway, right, give him a leash, or he gonna be going to put up put down like old Yeller. Child, put him up. Put him down. Put him down. Lady Gates in the comments. Crack it up. That's a mess. Anyways. Any whoosies. After all of that happened, we was gonna have a match with Aleister Black. Now Aleister came out there and it was Kit that was out there because Elton is injured. So that is the reason why we haven't been seeing Pretty Deadly around for quite some time, and that is because Elton is injured. So Kit was out there getting ready to have a match with Aleister Black. Now I don't know exactly what was happening, but R-Truth's ass came out there and just attacked Kit for no reason. He didn't even do nothing. I was like, wait a minute, Truth, why you going after him? And just beat the hell out that man. Aleister Black standing there like, what the fuck? Is that not wrestling today? What is happening?
Right off now, play.
Oh, baby, will you come back? Can you bring me some more ice, please? Child, Aleister was not happy because he cost him a match on TV, child. And Aleister went to Black and he was like, R-Truth, why the fuck is you getting in my business? I do not tarry around in yours, so why the fuck is you in mine? And R-Truth got in his face and said, hey, fam, listen, it's nothing personal. It wasn't about you, which is fair. Okay, cool. It wasn't about me. But Aleister didn't like the explanation, nor did he care about why he did what he did. If you want John Cena, then go after John Cena. Why are you getting in the middle of my matches and in my business? I am not in the middle of yours. Now you and I have a problem. So Damian Priest walked up and was like, hey, yo, fam, listen, let me talk to him. He going through a lot. I got this. Aleister was like, all right. Ron. He was like, Black. He walked away. It looked like they finna put Ron Killings in a little program with Aleister Black. Or at least close to a program with Aleister Black. I'm not 1,000% sure, but I'm close to it. I really wish they would have gave John Cena and Ron Killings a real matchup on Smackdown today, but they chose to go for the latter. Whatever makes them happy, I guess. Now, Damian Priest gave Ron Killings a little pep talk. He said, listen, keep your focus on John Cena. I know you're angry. I know you're upset, but you need to focus on John Cena. He was like, channel all that anger and frustration into John Cena. Attacking people at random, it's not good. It's not going to do you any good in the long run. Furthermore, I used to do that, and I know that now it's cost me a lot of people, friends, opportunities. So you got to stay focused. You got to keep your mind focused. Focus on John Cena. Then when it's over, you and I, we're going to go downtown and we're going to do what we do. We're going to hit the road and we're going to go out there and tear some shit up. What's up? He was like, all right. I feel that. He was like, bet. So that happened. Okay. Okay. Now, Beef Happening was backstage watching the whole match between Asuka and Bliss. And in that match, they was like, listen, we got to redirect our focus to the tag team titles. So let me go talk to Nick Aldis. Come on, sis. And they went on and talked to Nick Aldis. Now, the tag team titles technically is up for grabs. Liv Morgan is out with the injury, unfortunately, which means she can no longer defend. Now, if Raquel can't find a partner to keep her tag team championships, then them titles probably going to be vacated and up for grabs. So we have to wait and see, girl. We will have to wait and see. Now she don't give a fuck about her. I'm pretty sure you don't. And she don't give a fuck about you, if I'm being honest. She don't even know you exist. Ooh, child, there's drama in the vibe. Now, why didn't you pop up like that? Just came out of nowhere, Lady Gates. Just came out of nowhere. Like a jack in the box, okay? Not Big Poppy being the voice of reason. Big Poppy chulo. Her hair was cute today. It was. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the brackets, if your brackets are screwed up, girl, I understand. Honey, understand. Hold on a second. Now, like I said earlier, you got Randy Orton, who has made it to the finals again. And we wait, and Oscar is in the finals, and we're waiting on the others. Now let's talk about Solo to round this show out. Let's talk about Solo and and Jacob Fatu. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Solo and Jacob have seeming to not be on the same page as of lately. And Solo told Jacob, last week that if he didn't come out here, apologize, and make amends with him, that it was gonna be a problem. That they was gonna have some beef. Y'all know what I mean? He said, all I want to hear from you is 4 words. I love you, Solo, and that's it. So Solo came out there and was talking to Jacob and told Jacob, hey, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I brought you here. I got you out of the situation you was in. I took care of you. I gave you everything you needed. I've been here for you. I'm always going to be here for you because you my family. At the end of the day, you my family, right? Just laying it on thick. Like, without me, you wouldn't be here. Without me, you wouldn't have this. Without me, you wouldn't have that. I gave you everything. So Jacob was just like, nah. Jacob said, you know what I realized is that you brought me here so you can get power. You brought me here so you can have gold. You used me. You use me for power. You use me for fame. You use me to attempt to get gold. You use me to keep your status or steal the tribal chief. You used me for everything. And now that I'm U.S. champion, it's a problem for you. You can't stand that. So if this championship is your issue, if this is the problem, he lays it in front of him, in between him and Solo, and he politely said, come take it from me then. If this is what your issue is, come take it from me. But I promise you this, if you step to me, I'm going to beat you down. And it's either you get in where you fit in, because I'm all gas, no brakes with it. And as soon as he got ready to say, yada I mean, Solo tried to throat punch him. He caught it, head-butted the shit out of Solo and started stumping him. That's when No Neck Mateo came in there and they started beating him up. But Jimmy came out, which I was like, who shall it be? What? Is that Big Jim? It was Big Jim. Jim came out there even the odds. And when Jacob was able to recover from that little mini beatdown, he was able to get rid of everybody in the ring. And the two cousins, because I believe Jacob and Jimmy are cousins. The two cousins were staring each other down. And I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. And that's when Solo and Mateo, they got their ass up out of there. But in the bank, Jacob said, I talked to the man that makes shit happen, and he can make shit happen. So now it's me versus Solo at Night of Champions. And he said, I'm a dog walk your ass. And I said, you better tell that nigga. You better tell him. So Night of Champions, it's going to be Solo versus Jacob for the United States Championship. Y'all know what I mean? But unfortunately, I think Solo gonna steal his title from Jacob. I really do. And I hate that for us. The rest. My plan isn't looking too bad right now about Roxanne and Raquel. No, it's not, Aaliyah. It's not. My bracket for the bids is still intact for me. For the win, I'll find with whoever's in the semifinals. Solo sounded like a toxic ass ex, didn't he? He's never not sounded like that. Facts. Okay. So right now, Night of Champions has 5 matches. It has this match. It has this mega match, which they've made this match into a really big thing. It's crazy. And it has this match. These are all championship bouts, by the way. Let me show you. And it has this match with AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 title matches, and these are all men's matches. And then we have the finals of the tournament for Queen of the Ring and the finals for the tournament for King of the Ring. We already know that Orton has qualified and Asuka has qualified, and we are waiting on Perez and Cargill on Monday. We're also waiting on Rhodes and Uso on Monday. So once we get that, we will know who is going to be in the finals for Saturday's Night of Champions. Night of Champions is on Saturday at 1 p.m. Everybody always forgets, but it is at 1 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. 1 p.m. Okay? 1 p.m. No other time. It's 1 p.m. Make sure you have your alarm set so you don't miss it in case you don't want to miss it. Some people don't watch the Saudi shows. Fully understand that. But it is at 1 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. 1 p.m. Now, this coming Monday, you're going to have Bayley facing off against Becky for the Intercontinental Women's Championship. There are no other titles being defended on Raw as far as I know. Oh, New Day might defend their titles on Raw this coming Monday for the tag team titles, especially since Friday the tag team titles are being defended by the Street Profits against the Wyatt Six. You also have a title match between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. The last woman standing match is happening. And there's a lot going on. So these are all precursors to Night of Champions because they didn't want to add all these matches to the card. And fair enough. I'm not used to longer PLEs anymore. So having them on the respective shows is totally fine with me. I'm kind of mad that the women don't get to go to Saudi, but I'm okay that they kind of get to run that back at Evolution and make the focus be the women at Evolution. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people think that Evolution is being thrown together, that there isn't a lot going on with Evolution, but I really want you guys to watch Evolution on Sunday, July 13th. Everybody, anybody who's listening to this live, anybody who listens to this in the playback, anybody who is listening to this, you need to have your TVs turned to Evolution on Sunday. Why? Because it's going to prove that the women can do PLEs. They can headline PLEs, sell them out, and do great things. They don't need the men to anchor anything for them. And that is 1,000% true. This will allow you to be able to see, or at least allow the company to see, that their women are just as valuable as the men. And we need to do this, not only for them, but for our sake as people who watch this entertainment. You want to advance and progress in the entertainment, not regress. Give these women the proper attention that they deserve so that this can go forward and we'll start to see more women's main events, more women-led PLEs. Like, it can start to change and open doors if only we support. Okay. So Night of Champions is next week on Saturday at 1 p.m. Evolution is a few weeks after that on July 13th on Sunday. And prior to that on Saturday is Saturday night's main event on July 12th. And I believe on the same day is NXT's Great American Bash, which will be earlier in the day, I think around like 1. Hopefully they'll start putting out the info for Great American Bash, and we will see. But yes, all of this is happening. It's too much. And then after this, they're going to be booking for SummerSlam. SummerSlam is going to be coming to us live from MetLife Stadium. It's going to be August 2nd and August 3rd, which gives you about 3 weeks in between Evolution and it's only 3 weeks. On the 12th, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. It'll be about a month in between Evolution and SummerSlam, because SummerSlam starts on the 2nd. So it's about a month in between from the 12th to the 2nd of August. So you have about a month between Evolution and SummerSlam to start building new feuds or continuing to compile the feuds that are heading into SummerSlam. Okay, SummerSlam is going to be this first ever 2-night event. Cardi B is hosting SummerSlam, and she has her new single out called Outside, which they already have enough as the theme for SummerSlam as far as I know. But I mean, they can always switch it up. At least it's not the weekend. Let's be happy it's not the weekend. Okay, so SummerSlam is going to be Saturday and Sunday at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. All right. Then after that, we have Clash in Paris on August 31st. This is literally 3 weeks after SummerSlam. And then you have Monday Night Raw emanating from Paris in September. Then you get a little bit of a break, and then you're heading to Crown Jewel in Australia. This is a whole weekend they're going to be in Australia, from Smackdown to Raw and even Crown Jewel in between. That whole weekend they're going to be in Australia, tearing up the Australian Straits. Okay. And then, of course, we will have Survivor Series and possibly another Saudi show. And everything rounds out with the final show they'll have in December, which is a Saturday night main event. And then next year, they're going to be going back to Saudi when they have the Royal Rumble emanating from Saudi Arabia next year, which means they might not go to Saudi again this year. They might not, because they're going to Royal Rumble next year in Saudi. Who knows? Anywhoosies. After that, we've got Elimination Chamber and a couple other PLEs in between. And then WrestleMania will be on Saturday, April 18th and Sunday, April 19th, emanating from Vegas once again. So these are your PLEs leading into next year. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am tired, so I'm going to get my ass up out of here. I will see you guys next Monday, and hopefully we'll do some reading and chill after we get done with the Saudi show. We'll do some reading and chill next week, that week after, and we'll have a little time to decompress, because I know y'all need a decompression. I know. So hopefully Rico will have some more chapters written, and we can go ahead and do that, and y'all can get your drinks and stuff, and we're going to read and chill. If he doesn't, I'll start a new book, and we'll read a book, and I'll give you guys the book we're going to read, and we'll talk about it and have a good old time. All right. Love y'all. See y'all next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.